Good evening. It is both an honor and a challenge for me to stand here tonight in the long and legendary shadow of Rupen Vartanyan. Hardly a tribute can match our admiration. Hardly any words can contain our gratitude to the big man with a broad vision, the big man with burly actions. He's the one who should be standing here today, should be out under the open skies, should be living in the light of liberty. Azerbaijan's inhumane incarceration of the man has only served to cement his own humanity. Even while unlawfully locked up for more than a year, and now extended in perpetuity, he stands where others cower, where others snivel. He stands where others bend and they ultimately break. He stands where others surrender, first to their own demons and then to the enemy itself. He even stands where other heads of state, foreign and domestic, primp and pose in halting admiration of themselves. If he were here, I see him deflecting the attention from himself and instead crediting courage to the lesser known, as well as to the more well-known of the political hostages. Babayan, Hovannisian, Harutyunyan, Ishkhanyan, Manukyan, Mnatsaganyan, Yevsahakyana. Public servants who have given their full measure of devotion for the future of their country. The last few years have shown us that Rupen Vartanyan is a man who, when he sees wrong, he tries to right it. When he sees injustice, he tries to stop it. And when he sees promise, he builds it and he grows it creatively and meaningfully. As we heard, from the wings of Datev to the UWC school in Dilijan, from the Aurora Initiative to the IDEA Foundation, and to the 100 Lives Project. Rupen Vartanyan and his colleagues are also among the few who've been willing to brave the disapproval of his one-time kindred countrymen, the snub of summer soldiers and sunshine patriots, and the scorn and ridicule of the PR machines of jealous and insecure detractors. But let's remember why we are here. We're here not only in our desire to pay tribute to the life and leadership and sacrifice of Rupen Vartanyan, but also in our need to do so. Several of you know him, and the times you've shared with him were probably most joyful because he is a good and decent man. He's also an inspiration to those of us who don't know him personally, because along with being a good and decent man, he is a solid Armenian. Seems like there are not too many people anymore who fit that bill so easily. In the end, Rupen Vartanyan is a soldier for peace and freedom and a victim of vindictiveness and hate. I imagine now, from wherever he is, and we know where he is saying something to each one of us. He's saying that we must substitute, as he has, courage for caution, energy and resolve for fatigue and despair. I also think that he has a piece of advice for those of us who've remained silent in the paralysis of our indifference and our distractions. And we should respond. Sireli Rupen, we will not grow tired. We will not yield. We will not withdraw until you and your colleagues are set free from the wretched hell of Azerbaijan and until the people of Artsakh are allowed to safely and securely return home. Ruben Vardanyan should also be remembered and honored as a father and a husband. Our hearts and prayers go out to his family because it is they who have felt most immediately his love and his warmth, and now, unfortunately, his absence. We are reminded from the example of Ruben Vardanyan and Rafi Hamparian of Karakin Nejdetu, that a people which has no individuals who are willing to live, to work, to grind, and to die if necessary for justice and truth has little right to exist. He, along with his fellow statesmen and citizens of Artsakh, have given Artsakh and Artsakhi's that sacred right. In their name, let's try not to be silent. Let our voices rise high to speak of our commitment to what he set out to do. And let us tell all those who live in darkness, all those who are the enemies of light, that Artsakhi's were born to be free. Let our message ring out loud and clear, that the spirit of every man, woman, and child of the holy land of Artsakh breathes through all of you, you who will bear any burden, you who will pay any price, and you who will meet any hardship to make sure that our eastern homeland and her people are reunited once again. I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, for the love of Ruben Vardanyan, his colleague, and for the nation state of Artsakh and Armenia, and for the 120,000 of our compatriots, please remember that what Vardanyan continues to live for and why he is still held hostage are one and the same. And that's because of what so many people have let go of, and that's because of what you and he have held on to, and that is faith. From the mouths of Kach Vartan at Avarair and Kach Vardanyan in Baku to our ears, they say the same words to us. From this faith, no one can shake us, neither angels nor men, neither sword nor fire nor water, nor any nor all other horrid tortures. And so now I ask that we all stand, not in silence, but in ovation for Ruben Vardanyan and the Artsakh nation.